Fake victim judge threatens beloved Massachusetts journalist with contempt for live streaming a public hearing.
This judge today got up there and basically threatened myself with criminal contempt for streaming this very what people want to see.
Which begs the question, what, if anything, are they trying to hide? Hello, and welcome back, roommates, to another titillating edition of Alexasrewm, where we are not lawyers, we are not medical professionals, and we are not law enforcement. We are just people. People who have opinions about all things going on in the true crime community, including Mike Crawford, aka Young Jelly, of the Young Jurks, getting virtually yeeted from the Zoom room in which Paul O'Keefe fangirl Lindsey Gaetani's hearing was taking place today.
We tried to stream the hearing from Attleboro District Court. Lindsey Gaetani facing some criminal misdemeanor charges related to some threats that she made to a witness in the Aiden Carney Turtle Boy case. She's a defense witness for Aiden that was threatened by Lindsey Gaetani. And today she had a court hearing. And I know for a fact that the victim of this, a woman named Mary Bagwell, wanted me to stream this court hearing today. And for me, that should be the only question about whether something should be streamed at a court. Does the victim want it? If the victim doesn't want it, okay, I'll respect that. I would not stream it if it was a minor child. But to respect these courts at this point, the way that I've been treated and other journalists have been treated, let's just get it out there. This court, Massachusetts, has a problem with journalists. We have no shield, number one, no protections at all. We regularly get threatened and harassed by both now, it looks like both by their snitches at the Norfolk County DA's office, but as well as judges. This judge today got up there and basically threatened myself with criminal contempt for streaming this very what people want to see, what the public wants to see. She threatened myself for streaming that today, for daring to stream without court permission. So let's talk about that court permission.
So unfortunately, Mike had to take down the stream because of this failed threat by this judge earlier today. So Lindsey Gaetani, aka the fake victim, threatened this woman called Mary and apparently her children as well too. This woman is a defense witness in Turtle Boy case, and she ultimately ended up pleading guilty. But thankfully, there were some courtroom insiders who were able to report back on today's festivities on the Twitter X's later on. Shout out to Law Girls Not Attorneys on the Twitter X's for being the courtroom insider for today's proceedings. Here capturing a candid of Lindsey Gaetani inside the North Attleboro courtroom, which strangely enough reminds me of a Presbyterian church I once almost shot a music video for a cover I was doing of Gold Dust Woman in. Unfortunately, that dream never fully realized itself, so. By the way, why does the fake victim look like she's interviewing for a sales associate job at TJ Maxx? Like, even those shoes, they ain't got no backs. You're wearing slippers to the courtroom. I mean, she didn't even got no-show socks on. In the summer heat, it's a little too sticky for my taste, but, hey, you do you, girl. So, to my understanding, the timeline, as it goes, tells me that before this hearing was supposed to take place, one confidential informant, Kate Peter, rolled up at the North Attleboro courthouse to support her biddy, fake victim, and alerted the judge that there was a YouTuber, paraphrasing here, who was live streaming the live stream of the court proceeding, which apparently in Massachusetts is a no-no. So at 11:06 a.m., he tweets, a snitch for Morrissey wants a judge that used to work for Morrissey, interesting, to file contempt charges against me. Discovery will be a blast, especially after Tully and Kate threatened me 2 years ago. Does anybody know if she's still getting that $1,500 a month comp from Morrissey? Again, moments, just a few minutes before the hearing was supposed to start, the judge essentially verbally spanked Mike on her on the Zoom hearing, speaking in the general sense of anybody who is live streaming from a YouTube channel, you need to cut the shiz out, or I'm gonna yeet you and potentially hit you with some fines or hold you in criminal contempt, which is just absolutely crazy to me because one, how is this any different than you showing up in person to these hearings and then tweeting about them later on the internet? The information's still getting out there, and this is just a easier way for a lot of people in the community to tune in and see what's going on. Not everybody knows what the Zoom link for so and so hearing is. Not everybody has the time or the know-how of how to locate that information, so they look to people of the media, of the new media. You may not like it, but it's here. And it's bigger and better than ever. Independent journalism is what it is. And these people in your community who are putting money in your pockets year after year, this is how they like to consume their news. Would you tell Vinnie Politan, who also has a YouTube channel, that if he tried to live stream this court proceeding on his YouTube channel, would you tell him and verbally spank him? Probably not. So this is the judge that Mike is talking about, Attleboro District Court Judge Michelle Armour, who was the first woman appointed first justice in Attleboro District Court. Also, Discount Lots Tina Fey, and also the first judge to threaten us with a criminal contempt summons for streaming a court hearing. Yeah, honestly, these courts, these judges, DAs, special prosecutors, all of them, they're more incestuous than the cast of 90210. But again, this story has, I guess, somewhat of a happy resolution. Lindsey Gaetani has taken a plea agreement and is on 6 months of probation with the requirement to complete anger management. She also agreed to stay away from the victim, thank God, and her family. If this is broken, she faces 6 months in the House of Corrections. So she's got to be on her best behavior for a whopping 180 days.
Goose blah blah. Not blah blah, Nate. Goose ooze fraba. Goose fraba.
So I will link the full live stream Mike Crawford did earlier today in my show notes below. Again, if you want to check that out. But while all of this was going on, Karen Reed's team was chucking out subpoenas like they were Jerry Springer beads. This just in from the virtual desk of one Ted Daniel from Boston 25. New Karen Reed's civil lawyers are seeking a mountain of records from several governmental agencies, including the Norfolk DA's office. Among the records being sought, communications between the DA's office and the feds about the Sandra Birchmore case. The subpoenas filed by Reed's civil lawyers request records concerning witnesses who testified in her criminal trial. So I'm assuming that isn't just exclusive to that of one Chip Proctor, but Urine Bukwacki, Tella Tully, and friends. funds. And I mean, Proctor at this point, the amount of subpoenas this guy is going to probably be getting over the course of the next several weeks and months for all of these court cases that he's tied to and all of these defense attorneys who are going to probably be hauling his ass in to testify in these evidentiary hearings like Rosemary Scapiccio is going to do hopefully next Tuesday, August 5th. In the Miles King case. He's probably got frequent flyers at this point. Like, he's gotta. And materials related to the federal investigation of Officer John O'Keefe's death, a source with knowledge said. Reed's team is also seeking the communication between the DA's office and federal authorities about the Sandra Birchmore case. Because again, we have Nick Guarino and his grubby little fingers all over, like 32,000 messages that he missed between Farwell and Sandra Birchmore, documenting her, nearly a decade of brooming NSA. Not to mention the overtime pay scandal. A request for a comment sent to the Norfolk DA's office regarding this new development was not immediately answered, and it probably never will. They'll just leave you hanging. Ghost ya. Quiet quit on ya, as the kids say. And with that said, if you enjoyed today's content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell so you do not miss the next video from me, and make sure you hit that like button because that tells the YouTube algorithm that this is newsworthy news, and it is. If it's not making mainstream media headlines, we gotta make the noise in the headlines here. And until then...
Goodbye.